Yo, hey guys, what's up? Kyle here. Back with the video. Just a long story short, reason why I've been a little absent as of late. Um, my phone got wet. I dropped my phone. My phone slipped in my bathroom sink. It got wet, and I was without a phone for almost an entire week. But anyway, long story short, I got my phone. I was concerned that my contacts and whatnot would have been lost, but they were backed up, thank God. Anyway, so I'm back. I was talking about some main event matches going into WrestleMania. This one is going to be on Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. I said pretty much quite enough on Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, really. My thoughts going into it in past videos. But there are a few things I kind of want to hit on it. In terms of the build itself, here's how I see it. I said I was going to enjoy the build between Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, and I am starting to enjoy it. The bogus part about it, we won't see Undertaker physically until WrestleMania, and I think that's one of the things I think that also kind of hurts this WrestleMania as well, because you look at 3 of the top 4 or 5 big matches of the pay-per-view. Had the opponents are all part-timers, and they aren't hardly there. I mean, in Bray Wyatt's match with Undertaker, Undertaker's not there. Triple H's match, Triple H isn't there. The main event for the world title, Brock Lesnar isn't there. You have Paul Heyman kind of, building the match on Brock Lesnar's behalf. You don't have that. So I think that's one thing that really hurts WrestleMania as a whole. It's like, your 3 of your big matches have part-time workers, and each of them aren't really contributing to help build a match against their opponents because they aren't there. That's something I think that really hurts it. However, unlike with the Sting and Triple H and Roman and Brock, for Undertaker's case, I think that might would have made sense. Now, if Brock Lesnar and Sting would have made more appearances, and Undertaker was the only one to be absent until WrestleMania, it would make sense in his case. But because you have 2 other people that are doing the same thing Undertaker's doing, it kind of hurts the overall bill for the pay-per-view. But anyway, to talk about Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, I said I was going to enjoy this build, this feud. I like it. I love what they did last week on Raw. We had about, 2 weeks left, 14, 15 days away from WrestleMania. So I'm really excited to see what else they're going to do on Raw, counting down. What I really want to talk about here is people's negative reactions to Undertaker coming back and 9 out of 10 doing the job to Bray Wyatt. Now, there are some people in here that say, Undertaker should beat Bray Wyatt because he lost his streak. He lost a ton of momentum. Here's my thought to people who have that idea. Why? Undertaker has been a part-time wrestler for at least 5 or 6 years now, okay? He can't take the bumps anymore like he used to. He can't wrestle anymore like he used to. Why have him win at WrestleMania to quote-unquote get his sting back because the streak ended last year? What is there left for Undertaker to prove? To me, it doesn't make sense. Granted, the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, it did play a huge, part into Undertaker's character, his persona, is part of his legacy. But people make it seem like that was the only thing that was part of Undertaker's legacy. I mean, have we not forgotten that the Undertaker is a former, 7 or 8-time world champion? Undertaker's a Royal Rumble winner. Undertaker's had classic battles and matches with guys like The Rock, Austin, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton. I mean, it's like ever since Brock Lesnar in their first rival, the first feud, Kurt Angle, it seems like ever since the streak was broken last year, people have forgotten everything else about Undertaker's career. And again, I say, Undertaker's streak did play a huge part into his persona and his character, and it is a part of his legacy. But let's not forget some of the other things as well that Undertaker has accomplished in the wrestling business. The guy is a Hall of Famer, hands down, bona fide Hall of Famer. I don't see why Undertaker has to win this match. I mean, he's practically at the door. I mean, in terms of retirement. Why not give that boost to a guy like a Bray Wyatt who really, let's be honest, who really needs it? This is a guy who's going to be in the company for the next 4 or 5 years. Maybe not 4 or 5 years, but he's going to be in the future. And he is the future for WWE. Why not give him pass that torch from the Undertaker? I don't get people's thing of, okay, he lost his momentum. To me, I feel like if you're a seasoned veteran wrestler, you don't have to win your last match. If it's your last match, you don't always have to win it. You can go out and have a hell of a match. You can go out, have a good match or whatever, and still lose. And yet it won't hurt your credibility, or it won't hurt or tarnish your legacy or everything that you stood for in wrestling. I don't get people's idea that they think that Undertaker needs to win this to get his heat and momentum back. I don't get it. And then, there are people that are hoping he'd win here, I guess, so maybe he could face Sting at WrestleMania next year. It's out of my mind. Sting, Undertaker, not going to happen. If it happens next year, my God, I would be shocked. But I don't think Undertaker and Sting is going to happen. Because, if they're going to play out the storyline here with Bray Wyatt putting the final nail in Undertaker's coffin, why should Undertaker come back next year to wrestle Sting, regardless of Mania 32 being in his hometown? If anything, he's going to be there to be in the Hall of Fame, but he really shouldn't wrestle at that point, looking at how they're going to do things coming this year, really. So people need to give up on that fantasy match. It's a fantasy match. I wish it would happen, but you know what? It is what it is. So, I think Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, I think it's going to be a good match. It's probably the first or second match I'm looking forward to the most going into this pay-per-view. Again, I don't get people's thing that Undertaker has to win to get his Sting back. He's not going to wrestle like SummerSlam or anything like that. By the time if he was to win at WrestleMania. So you guys give me your thoughts on this. Do you agree, disagree with my thoughts on this? Do you enjoy the feud? Are you looking forward to Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker? Match quality-wise, could this be good? I don't know. Looking at what we had with Brock Lesnar and Taker last year, I don't know if this would be a good match quality-wise. But in terms of story and build, it does have my interest, and I'm loving what Bray Wyatt is doing. You guys give me your thoughts in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.